For the cutter, Kuliza gets one to go.
Second and third now for Bedford. That's a line drive single. And Charlie Cariello now strikes out Ryan Stramp.
Draws the double, re-dodges, beautiful, and scores. Stick quickly, Purnell drives righty, shoots, scores.
That is it. Bedford is your girls lacrosse champion. The Bulldogs are champs once again. Good afternoon and welcome to SAU Field. A beautiful Monday afternoon. Skies are partly cloudy, sun is out, wind coming in here and there. But overall, a beautiful afternoon for baseball as the 4-7 Bedford Bulldogs host the 2-9 Manchester Central West Knights. I'm Harry Kozlowski bringing you the call of this game. Bill Jennings will be operating the camera. Andrew Fenn back at the studios providing replays and graphics. The Bulldogs aren't having the season they had hoped for. After putting together a 3-1 stretch, they've lost 2 in a row. One to powerhouse Merrimack, and then over the weekend they lost a close one to Goffstown. Meanwhile, the Knights of the combined schools of Manchester Central and West, they're 2-9, but they just picked up the win on Sunday against their crosstown rivals, the Crusaders of Memorial. So they're coming in a bit upbeat here with a victory. Let's run through the starting lineups out in the field for your Bedford Bulldogs. It's going to be Charlie Cariello, the ace of the pitching staff. He made 4 appearances, 19 2/3 innings, 11 hits given up, 9 earned runs, 19 strikeouts for Charlie. And backing him up will be Maggie Fox making a start behind the plate. James Gilbert at first. Jacob Oster at second base. Carter Crowley's playing short. Jack Hinton at third. And the outfield, Joe Blaine will be making a start there in left field. Dominic Tagliaferro at center, and Dan Black is in right field. And for the Manchester Central Knights, Hunter Radmay will be their pitcher. He's made 6 appearances, 12 innings pitched, so he's made a lot of appearances but has not stuck very long in any of them. 14 hits given up, 10 earned runs, 7 strikeouts for Radmay. And we're about to begin the contest here. It is going to be Mar Dewey leading off here for Manchester Central West. 265 hitter, 3 runs scored on 9 hits. Cariello gets the sign from Fox, delivers high for a ball 1. Wind coming in just out of left field ever so slightly, about 7 miles an hour. Should not be a big factor in the game today. Cariello delivers this time for a strike. Count is 1-1. Dewey, a right-handed hitter, pops this one up. In play, looks like Cariello's gonna grab it instead. It is third baseman Jack Hinton who steps in and gets the out, so DeWitty is out on a pop-up to third base, and now the number 2 hitter, Nolan Duvall. In 11 games, he's had 33 at-bats, 5 runs on 5 hits, 1 RBI. And Duvall fouls that one back for a strike. Cariello, patient pitcher, definitely takes his time between throws. Takes a sign from Fox. Now he prepares to wind up. Way high, Fox pulls that down, 1-1. One out, top of the first, no score. Cariello delivers. High once more. Count goes to 2-1. Another high pitch. It's 3-1. Cariello tends to throw high in his last outing against Merrimack on, I believe, I got to check my calendar when that was. I think it was Wednesday. Had a pretty good outing. Foul back for Nolan, or Duval, I should say. Count goes full 3-2. Three and two pitch now from Cariello. And he gives up the base there. Duval goes to first. And that brings up Jaden Rodriguez. Number 40, played in 11 games, 36 at-bats, 3 runs on 12 hits, 6 RBI, so he's an effective hitter, .333 average. Pitch to Rodriguez is fouled back for a strike. Cariello not looking at first. Now he does. Returns his focus to the batter, and Rodriguez hits that one for a fair ball into center field. Tagliaferro plays it, throws it back into play, and Duval takes second. So 2 runners on now for the Knights with just 1 out. And cleanup hitter Tyler Marcoux coming up to bat. A .222 hitter, 27 at-bats, 8 runs, 6 hits, 3 RBIs for Tyler Marcoux, your number 4 batter. This one low is for a ball. Manchester not being too aggressive on the base paths. And just as I say that, Nolan Duval takes a big lead at second. That is in for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Have to keep an eye on Carter Crowley. He's kind of inching his way towards second. There might be a pickoff play coming here. Big lead again for Duval. Cariello looks back, steps off the rubber. So he had his eye on Duval. Duval is daring Cariello to make the throw. Pitch, foul back for strike 2. It's 1-2 now to Tyler Marcoux. 1 out, runners on first and second for Manchester. Cariello gets the sign for Fox. Now tries to throw to second for the pickoff, and Duval gets back safely. Beautiful day out, as I mentioned. A lot of the Bedford track teams are out, working out. Cross-country runners running down County Road here. Saw the javelin team on the field next door as they came into the field. 1-2 here to Marcoux. Ball all low, makes the count 2-2. A lot of the spring sports, of course, have been playing since April, but the nice weather brings everybody outside. The only negative are the black flies. They are out in force. There's a pitch popped up, and a diving attempt there by Dan Black. He reached the ball but could not close it. Another foul ball. Count remains at 2-2. Good effort there by Black. That was kind of a short hit into foul territory down the first base line. Too far for Gilbert. But Black put on the Jets and made the dive. And like I said, he got the glove on it, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. So we're back to a 2-2 count here. One out. Runners on first and second. Richari Cariello on the plate. This one fired right down the third base line. It's going to score a run. Blaine plays it. And one run scores for Manchester. Or correction, let's see. Correction, 2-run score for Manchester. Both teams, of course, are wearing white uniforms. Going to have to correct myself once more. It was Nolan Duval who made it home for 1 run. Rodriguez decides just to take second base. And McCoo hits the base hit down the third base line. Knights are up 1. Now the 5th batter is Gavin Courier, takes a strike. Pitch in there for a strike. 0-2. And the throw back to Cariello got away from him. Luckily backstop there by Jacob Oster. So neither of the Manchester runners decided to take advantage of that. 0-2, 1 out. 2 runners. Manchester, they scored a run. They're up 1-0 here in the top of the first. Cariello steps off the rubber now. Unlike Duval, Rodriguez not taking a big lead at second base. There's the throw high, ball, 2-2. The pitch, swing and miss, and a throw to first. It is not in time, as Marcoux almost got caught there after the strikeout to Gavin Courier. Now Travis Graff up to bat, right-handed hitter. Graff, a 172 hitter, 29 at-bats, 5 runs off 5 hits, no home runs, 4 RBIs for Graff. 2 down here. 2 runners on for Manchester. Cariello giving up the 1 run. In for a strike. Cariello would like to limit the damage here to just 1 run. It's a force at any plate, or any base, I should say. Another one in there for a strike. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. We'll see how aggressive Cariello is here. That one is fouled away by Graff. He stays alive. Count remains 0-2. That sun is really beating down on us here at the broadcast location down first base line. In the dirt for a ball. 1-2. Cariello gets the sign, delivers. That's another hit, the 3rd. And instead of stepping on the base, the throw is made to first. Hinton to Gilbert for the 3rd out. And that is going to do it here for the Manchester Central West Knights. 1 run scored, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 2 runners left on base. After a half inning, it is 1-0 Manchester. in the lead. Our next sport broadcast on BCTV is coming up on Wednesday, May 8th at 5:30. Girls lacrosse hosting their rivals from BG. The Cardinals invade Bedford High Stadium on Wednesday, May 8th, 5:30. If you can't be there, be sure to tune in to BCTV, channels 8 and 1072. Out in the field for Manchester Central West, it's Hunter Radmay pitching, Isaac Bourget catching. At first, Jaden Rodriguez. At second, Gavin Courier. At short, Travis Graff. Amar Dewey at third. In left field, Tyler Marcoux. Nolan Duval is at center field, and Fernando Calderon in right field. The Bedford hitters coming up now. Carter Crowley is coming up to plate. Carter is a .343 hitter, 35 at-bats, 9 runs on 12 hits, 4 RBIs for Carter. And he'll be followed by Pat Folis, who'll be the DH, hitting for Maggie Fox in the number 2 spot. Dominic Tagliaferro, the number 3 hitter, and Danny Black to clean up number 4. And that's who is coming up, expected to come up this inning here for the Bedford Bulldogs. They find themselves down a run here. The left-handed hitting Crowley at the base. There approaches the plate, batter's box. Radmay, right-handed pitcher, throws one in for a high strike. That catches a corner. Radmay delivers, and there's a hit into right field, so Crowley gets on base on the second pitch thrown by Radmay. That brings up Pat Folis. I wanted to cite some pitching stats here for Radmay. 6 games played, only 12 innings pitched, 14 hits allowed, 13 earned runs, 7 strikeouts for Hunter Radmay. Pat Folis awaits the pitch, makes contact, drives that one into left. It's going to land just in front of Tyler Marcoux, and it's going to advance both runners. So Pat Folis gets on base on his first pitch. Carter Crowley on base in 2. So 3 pitches thrown, 2 base hits for the Bulldogs. And that brings up Dominic Tagliaferro. Tagliaferro, a .242 hitter, 33 at-bats, 6 runs, 8 hits, 8 RBIs. He's got a prime opportunity here to add to that RBI total. Changeup thrown by Radmay is high, ball 1. Bedford with runners at first and second. No outs. Tagliaferro connects, drives it into left. This one will be caught in left field, which does not allow a tag up for either team. So Tagliaferro flies out to left field, and now Danny Black comes up to bat. Danny Black, a .241 hitter, 29 at-bats, 10 runs, 7 hits. There's a steal attempt to third by Crowley, and he got him. So the throw to Amir Dewey is in time from Isaac Bourget. And that takes out the lead runner, Carter Crowley. Pop-up here by Black. It's going to be played by the first baseman, Jaden Rodriguez. So a wasted opportunity there for the Bulldogs. They had 2 runners on. Crowley got thrown out at third on a steal, and Pat Folis was abandoned on base. So after one complete, it's Manchester 1, Bedford nothing. You're watching Bedford baseball on BCTV. Welcome back to SAU Field, where the Manchester Central and West Hot Knights have a 1-0 lead here. It's on.
You're hearing him back here, Andrew. Off the track.
At the plate, Fernando Calderon hits it to Danny Black in right field. Danny is chasing it down and gets it. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Bulldogs. And now Isaac Borgia, the catcher, coming up. Borgia, 0.95 hitter, 21 at-bats, 4 runs on 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Cariello, let's see what he's got here. He's got 1 out to work with, base is empty. Fastball just outside, ball 1 to Borgia. That one also low, but catches the strike zone. We're tied at 1-1. You know, the Bulldogs are in 16th place in the Division I standings. The problem with that is that the tournament only brings in 15 players. There's a hit to third and a throw to Gilbert at first for a 5-3 out. Great fielding there by Hinton at third base. Now the pitcher, Hunter Radmay, coming up to the plate. Radmay is a .250 hitter, only 4 at-bats, 1 hit, no RBIs. Strike 1 to Radmay. So Bedford has about 7 games remaining in the season. They're playing a 20-game schedule this year. They have to improve their position. They've got to get to 15 or higher to make the tournament. And right now they're 1 game out. 2 strikes now to Radmay. Cariello winds up, throws, and gets Radmay out swinging. So another strikeout for Charlie Cariello, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 after 1.5. It's 1-0 Manchester. Bulldogs coming up to bat. BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access at your fingertips than ever before, thanks to the Bedford Community Television app, available for free on Apple iOS and Android Play Store. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today and enjoy our programming anywhere, anytime. Wind is starting to pick up just a little bit. Sun is out. Very pleasant day here at SAU Field. And with the warm weather, we've got a pretty good crowd here. Fans bringing their own seating and lining the base paths. A few more fans taking advantage of the bleachers. Comfortable May day here in Bedford. Manchester Central, with just 2 wins and 9 losses, they are several spots below the Bulldogs, and their tournament hopes are pretty long. But they're playing a pretty confident game here. Playing a fairly confident game here in Bedford, coming off their latest win against Memorial on Sunday. They'd like to stitch 2 wins in a row here against these Bulldogs, who have lost 2 in a row after putting together a 3-1 win streak. So at bat for Bedford now, it is James Gilbert. Gilbert, a .333 hitter, 30 at bats, 10 runs, 10 hits, hit 1 home run and 3 RBIs. Only 2 Bulldogs have home runs in this season. Dominic Tagliaferro has 2. And Gilbert has the 3rd. 2 balls right off the bat from Radmay. 2-0 count here to Gilbert. That one catches the strike zone down low. 2-1. Radmay delivers. There's a hit into right field. That's a base hit there for James Gilbert. Makes it to first, and Fernando Calderon in right field picks up the ball, throws it back into the infield. 3 hits already for the Bulldogs, but they trail 1-0 here. Jacob Oster at the bat now. Oster, a 207 hitter, gets it right past the base path, picked up there by the second baseman, throws it. It's a double play. Terrific play there by Gavin Courier. Picks up the ground ball right at second base, steps on the bag, throws it to Jaden Rodriguez at first, and just like that, the threat is erased. Oster, a 4-3 double play. 2 outs now. And at the plate is Jack Hinton. One ball and 1 strike. Two and 1 now to Hinton. Radmay throws, gets the strike, 2-2. Bedford having a little trouble getting going here, even though they've collected 3 base hits off of Radmay in these 2 innings. That one's low. Count goes full 3-2. If Hinton gets on base, Joe Blaine is warming up for the Bulldogs. And there's a pop-up that's going to go foul into the woods. Count remains 3-2. Bulldogs trailing here 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Radmay's pitch goes high, and Hinton survives and takes the base. He'll be the lone base runner here for Joe Blaine. Just the 3rd game for Joe Blaine. He's only had 2 appearances, 3 at-bats. No hits, no runs, no RBIs. Blaine makes contact, hits that one into shallow right. It's going to drop for a base hit. Hinton's going to go for 3rd, but it's a little late. He didn't have as good of a jump, and he gets thrown out at 3rd. So a base hit for Joe Blaine. However, Hinton is thrown out at 3rd base, trying to be aggressive there. And that's going to end it for the Bulldogs. So after 2 hits, 1 runner stranded, no runs scored. It is 1-0 Manchester. You're watching Bedford Bulldogs baseball on BCTV. We are back at SAU Field. Manchester leads 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd, and we're at the top of the order for Manchester Central West with Amar DeWitty. He popped out to second base, his first at bat. Fouls that one back for a strike. That one is hit slowly to second, picked up by Oster and thrown to Gilbert for a 4-3 play. And Amar DeWitty grounds out here for the first out for Manchester. Nolan Duval, he walked in the first. Coming up to bat. Duval, a 152 hitter. 33 at-bats, 5 hits, 5 runs, 1 RBI for Duval. Contact is made right to short. Crowley fields it cleanly, and the throw to first is safe as Duval turned on the jets and beat the throw. So Nolan Duval takes what should have been an easy out for the Bulldogs and turns it into a base hit and sets things up for Jaden Rodriguez coming up next. He also got a base hit in the first, got stranded at second. A throw to first just in time. Duval scored that run for Manchester with some aggressive base running. Likes to take big leads. There's a pop-up going out of play and landing right behind our broadcast location. Count goes to 0-2, I believe. Correction, it's just 0-1. Another throw back to first, trying to pick off Duval to no avail. Speedy player getting back quickly. He was definitely causing once he reaches second base. There's a take, the hit and run. It's popped up in the air, and this one's going to land in the stands. So 0-2 now to Rodriguez. No play there. Hit and run there for Duval as he took off for second base just as Rodriguez swung. One nothing. Manchester leads here in the top of the third. They have runners at first, or a runner at first. And Cariello waits. Steps off the rubber, looks back at first. Now he's made several throws to try to pick off Duval. A pitch high, swing. Now Maggie Fox throws to second. And Oster was there to make the play, but couldn't get the tag on Duval, who steals second base, and now the Knights have a runner at second, but 2 outs as Rodriguez struck out. And now Tyler Marcoux up to the bat. He had a base hit in the first, was stranded on base. He's a hit to center, and it's going to land right underneath Tagliaferro. Makes the catch cleanly, and that's going to end the inning for the Bulldogs. 4 batters up. 1 base runner left for Manchester after 2.5. It's Manchester 1, Bedford nothing. Have you checked out the town radio station, Bedford 105.1? You can listen to it on your FM dial at 105.1 FM. You can also listen to our stream at the website, wbnh.bedfordnh.org. We also stream on phone apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. And if you have an Alexa device, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1. And out comes our alternative rock format for you to enjoy. Bottom of the third, Manchester with the lead, 1-0 here. They struck early in the first, thanks to some aggressive base running by Nolan Duval. But Charlie Cariello has been able to limit the damage so far. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs have had several base runners. They just haven't been able to advance them. for any runs. They had some less than smart base running by a couple of players, caused some outs that didn't need to happen. And now at the plate, it is our pitcher, Charlie Cariello, his first at bat. Cariello pops it up and lands harmlessly behind the plate. Borgia could not catch up to it. So strike one to Cariello. Cariello, only 2 at-bats. No runs, hits, or RBIs to speak of, and certainly no 0 for an average as well. They usually pinch hit for Cariello or use the DH. There's a throw for a ball. 1-1. Skies are darkening just a bit as a big cloud is drifting over the field here. That was in for a strike for Radme. He's up 2-1. Or sorry, 1-2. Radme throws high. They're going to give him a strike call, so it's 2-2. Cariello hits one to short. It's going to beat the shortstop, roll into left field, and Cariello gets the base hit. His first hit of the season. So Bedford's got a base runner, and we go to the top of the order with Carter Crowley. He had a base hit, thrown out at third base trying to steal in the first inning. Here's the throw to first to catch Cariello. Jaden Rodriguez taking that from Radme. Cariello getting back in time. There's the pitch now in for a strike on Crowley. One runner on, no outs here for the Bulldogs. They trail 1-0. Radme's pitch is high. Count goes to 1-1. Crowley, a .343 hitter. There's a hit that's going to split the shortstop and second baseman. Another base hit here for the Bulldogs. That's Crowley's second base hit. It advances Cariello to second. And now Pat Folis comes up. He had a base hit in the first on his very first pitch. I'm sure Folis would like to get another hit here with a runner in scoring position, try to bring Cariello home. Radme here in a bit of a jam, 2 runners on with no outs. There's a hit, slow roller to Rodriguez in the base path. He's going to tag out Folis as he runs, but both runners advance to second and third. Cariello's at third, Carter Crowley is at second. But 1 out now for the Bulldogs with Dom Tagliaferro. At the plate. Tags slide out to left field in his first at bat, and this time he fouls it back. Getting a little windy here at the broadcast location. You might hear it on my headset mic. Count is 0-1 to Tagliaferro. Radme takes something off that pitch but misses the strike zone. It's 1-1. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Manchester leads. That went into dirt, and Cariello's going to score on the pass ball. So Bedford ties it up at 1. Also the first run of Cariello's career or season. Crowley advances to third. Runners on third now for Tagliaferro. Swing and a miss. Count it goes to 2-2 to Dominic Tagliaferro. High floater. 3-2 now the count. Brad May giving up a run on a pass ball. And that's good contact there, going for the fence. We'll see if it makes it. No, it just bounces over the head of the left fielder. It's going to score Crowley, and Tagliaferro with a stand-up double. And Bedford takes the lead 2-0 with one out here in the bottom of the third. Danny Black up now. He popped up to third base, or first base, I should say. Black, a .241 hitter, 29 at-bats coming into today. 10 runs, 7 hits, 1 RBI. This one is all the way out in the outfield and caught by the center fielder, Duval. Tagliaferro stays at second. It's now 2 down for the Bulldogs. And James Gilbert at the plate. He led off the second with a base hit, but got picked off in a double play. Pitch, Gilbert hits the ball to shallow left. Third baseman DeWitty plays it, and that's going to do it for the Bulldogs, but not after scoring 2 runs and taking the lead here after 3 complete. It's Bedford 2, Manchester 1. You're watching Bedford Bulldogs baseball on BC TV. And welcome back to SAU Field, top of the 4th here. Bulldogs lead 2-1, and we are joined by Jeff Tagliaferro. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast, Jeff.
Well, thanks, Harry, and thanks again to you and the BC TV team for your continued support of all the kids here in Bedford.
We love to do it because we know the fans love it. Up to bat now, it's Gavin Courier with a 2-0 count. Courier struck out in the first inning. I hope you were here at SAU Field to see that double that your son hit.
I was, just in time.
Here's a pop-up to third, caught by Jack Hinton, so Courier is out on an infield pop-up, and 1 down for the Knights.
Yeah, one of the things that Charlie Cariello, the starting pitcher, does a great job of is pitching to contact. He's not afraid to mix up speeds, but to pitch to contact, knowing that his defense will do the job.
So with 1 down, Travis Goff coming up. He grounded out in the first. That's a high throw. Maggie Fox able to pull that down. Ball 1. Cariello, I've been noticing, tends to have kind of a high throw.
He does. It's one thing this year, his release point has been a little too high, which is, like you said, it's causing him to finish. And a lot of the balls end up in the higher part of the zone. It's something that's a little bit different than last year. Whether it's just his stride or his push off from the mound, but something to work on.
Graff fouls off that pitch for a strike, but this one goes into center field to Tagliaferro. Easily makes that catch. So 2 down for Bedford. Tagliaferro with the catch and takes Travis Graff out. And now it's time for Fernando Calderon, the number 3 hitter in this inning for the Knights.
Yeah, Central and Bedford clumped a little bit towards the bottom of the NHIA standing, so both teams a little bit of work to do to try to fight for the last couple of playoff spots.
Yeah, I had mentioned, there's a strike in there to Calderon. I had mentioned earlier that Bedford is sitting at 16th right now, and they have to be 15th or higher to stay in the tournament. So it kind of behooves them to stay in that place or get up a little higher. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Calderon. But it's worth noting that the schedule gets a lot lighter after this game. They have more games against teams outside of the tournament rankings. So they have a couple tough ones. Exeter's definitely going to be a difficult game coming up, but I think if they just play their game, there's third strike there on Calderon, another strikeout for Cariello. I think if they just play their game against these bottom tier teams, they should be able to at least get into the tournament. That is going to end the top of the fourth, 3 up, 3 down, another strikeout for Cariello. I believe that is his fourth, averaging 1 per inning. The score 2-1, Bedford in the lead. Be right back with the bottom of the fourth. A reminder, our next broadcast coming up, couple of lacrosse contests. Girls lacrosse against Bishop Girton Cardinals. That is coming up on Wednesday, May 8th, 5:30 at BHS Stadium. We'll have that for you on channels 8 and 1072. Then on Monday the 13th, a week from today, boys lacrosse, the Exeter Bluehawks come to town. That will be a 6:30 face-off on Monday, May 13th. We hope you tune in for those.
Yeah, women's lacrosse with a game this evening against Salem, and like you said, that the big one against BG upcoming. A tough loss for the girls at Portsmouth the other day, but you know, you look at BG, Portsmouth, Bedford, 3 of the top women's lacrosse teams in the state. So, you know, again, hopefully Bedford is based on their experience of last year and trying to draw upon some of the experience of some of the younger kids as contributors for this year, can put together another good run towards the playoffs.
Yeah, it hurts to lose in regular season. Certainly bragging rights are at stake there, but you really just want to be there for the tournament. You want to be a top seed so that you get all the play-in games at home, and then make it to the semifinals where it's a neutral site anyway. So anywhere in the top 4 usually gets you there. It's always worth keeping a little extra in your pocket for the playoffs. Bulldogs up to bat here, and Jacob Oster will be leading off here in the bottom of the fourth. Oster hit into a double play in the second.
Yeah, Jake's got a nice, really a good compact swing. It's such his stride is such a nice short stride, and he gets a lot of power through his swing.
Radke throws, and there's kind of a half-hearted swing there. Not sure if he went around. Either way, it is a strike. That one's popped back. It'll be 0-2 now to Oster. Bulldogs got their first runner on base, led to a 2-run inning. No doubt they'd like to get Oster on base here. Instead, he pops it up, and it's going to be a play at third for DeWitty. He makes the catch, and 1 down. Jack Hinton now. He walked, thrown out, trying to aggressively run to third on a base hit from Joe Blaine in the second inning. He'll get another shot here. Ball is low for ball 1.
Yeah, Jack does a good job with his swing going the opposite way. I would say majority of his hits this year have been to the opposite side of the field, but he can certainly pull one.
Right down the middle there for Radme. Count is 1-1 in the dirt. Ball 2.
Like to see Jack put together a good at bat here. Let's see if he can try to work the count back to even, or at least in his favor, and try to find a pitch to drive.
Yeah, no need to be aggressive here. They've got plenty of time. Wait for his pitch. And he liked that one. He drives it to short. It's fielded, thrown to Rodriguez at base. So a great job by Travis Graff at short. fielding it cleanly, getting it to Rodriguez for the 6-3 out. And that brings up Joe Blaine.
Yeah, that's a good play there by the shortstop. It's a ball and not hit with a lot of speed, so he had to be on the move and throw on the run with accuracy.
Blaine had a base hit in his first at-bat. That was high, swung at it, strike one. Bradley delivers another strike.
He's got a good curveball today. He's been, and again, mixing up his pitches, but that curveball has been pretty effective.
Bradley is, I would guess you'd call him the ace of the pitching lineup here for Central. This one's hit into short left field, and Travis Graff goes back and makes the catch. Going to do it for the Bulldogs in the fourth inning. 3 up, 3 down, no hits. That does it. Bedford still leads 2-1. You're watching Bedford High Baseball on BCTV. And we are back at SAU Field for the fifth inning. It's going to be Isaac Borgia coming up to bat. He grounded out in the second inning. Borgia hitting .095. Just 2 hits and 21 at-bats. First pitch in there for a ball. Cariello delivers. Low one, 2-0.
I do like when Charlie, and this pitching staff in general, but I do like when Charlie lives low in the zone, because to your point earlier, if you can, drive the knees with pitches, you're more apt to get people to chase and also either pound balls into the ground or hit the low bottom of the strike zone.
He's also a very patient pitcher, doesn't rush. That's hit into center. Tagliaferro runs up for it and makes the catch. So Borgia down again, this time as a fly out, popping up to center. And Hunter Radmay coming up to bat. Radmay striking out in the second inning. 250 hitter, only 4 at-bats, just 1 hit. I guess that's down to 200 if we're doing the math on the fly here. High pitch gets away too high for Maggie Fox to play. Luckily no one on base, so the only result is a ball. Cariello throws. Check swing. They're going to call that a strike.
Yeah, to your point about Charlie and the pace, he does a good job of really commanding, and making it his game and commanding the time.
Another high one there, but Radmay does not chase it. The count goes to 2-1. One down here in the top of the fifth. Bedford leads 2-1. That's a high one, got Radmay swinging, 2-2.
Yeah, he got away with one there. That could have been ball 3. Borderline pitch that you got him the chase and even the count.
Certainly enough to get Radmay to bite. Two and two. Cariello throws. Check swing. That's going to be a ball. 3-2.
That looked like a good pitch right there. I'm not sure where that missed, and I think catcher Maggie Fox thought the same. She was ready to throw down on strike 3, but try to get the out pitch here.
Swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Charlie Cariello. He's got 5, 1 in every inning. And with that, 2 down. Top of the order coming up with Amar DeWitty. He popped up to second base in the first, grounded out in the third. Makes contact there, plays to short. Crowley throws it to Gilbert at first, and just like that, the quick 6-3 play to end the inning, and just like that, 1, 2, and 3. The Knights go down in order. After 4.5, it's Bedford 2 and Manchester 1.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Charlie in managing his pitch count. He's had a couple of good efficient innings so far in the game. This as we head now to that's through 5 innings. You like to see a good balance so that you can help yourself carry through the full game. A complete game.
Well, Cariello has not been worked too badly. None of these counts have gone very deep. Not like the Merrimack game. They were really working him there. Drove up his pitch counts considerably.
Yeah, you can tell Merrimack did a good job of whether it was from a scouting perspective. I know they've had coaches and players at some of the games this year, but they knew to make him throw strikes. I mean, to your point, they were very, very patient at the plate. You've seen Manchester chase a couple today, but it could also be weather conditions. Maybe Charlie's got a better feel of the zone, the strike zone on his pitches today. Let's hope the offense can get going here, tack on a few more, get a little more breathing room.
How much of a difference does the catcher make? He usually has Dubois. Yeah, sorry, Dubois behind the plate. He's got Maggie Fox for a start today. Does that change anything up for Charlie?
No, I'm not sure. I mean, she caught the game in Portsmouth as well. Did a really good job there calling the game. I think that he trusts, and this pitching staff trusts both catchers, but I would imagine from a receiving standpoint, it probably is a little bit different for each pitcher. And he leads things off here.
It is number 4, James Gilbert. Oh, sorry.
Charlie Cariello, bottom of the lineup.
Charlie Cariello, that's right. I'm sorry, I had to catch up here. Number 4, Charlie Cariello, the pitcher. No DH for him today. Takes the ball. This one he drives foul into left field, so the count 1-1.
He was able to get ahead on that. A little too much. Pull it foul. Good contact, though.
Cariello got his first base hit of the season in the 3rd inning. Also scored his first run. This one ground right to 3rd. A little trouble playing it, but the throw to 1st in time. DeWitty to Rodriguez, and that puts Cariello out.
Yeah, it's a good job by DeWitty, the 3rd baseman there. The ball handcuffed him a little bit on the backhand, knocked it down though, stayed with it, and made a good strong throw over for the out.
One down, top of the order. Carter Crowley, base hit. Tried to steal a base in the 1st, got thrown out at 3rd. Had another base hit in the 3rd inning, and he was able to score. So ball 1 now from Radme to Crowley.
Yeah, Carter Crowley's definitely been their most consistent hitter this year, and he's on his way to play baseball at Holy Cross. But he puts together some really good at-bats and just a nice, easy swing to go with wherever the ball is put towards him.
Crowley hitting .343 coming into this game. He fouled that one back for strike. Count is 1-1. 9 runs, 12 hits, 4 RBIs. He did score a run in this game. Radme with the changeup in for a strike. 1-2 to count. Bulldogs lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Another pop-up. Crowley staying alive.
And Carter does a good job of working pitchers. Even when he falls behind in the count, does a good job of fouling off pitches or being selective at the plate. Get it back to the count back to more in his favor.
Radme delivers, and a hit into center field, and that's caught by Nolan Duvall for another out. So 2 down for the Bulldogs. And Pat Folis coming up to the plate now. Pat with a base hit in the 1st, but run down along the base paths in 3rd and hit a roller that Jaden Rodriguez was able to play, and rather than step on the bag, he just ran up to Folis and tagged them out. But that did advance the runner, so it could be called sacrifice. First pitch there by Radme, ball 1. Another high one, 2-0 to Folis. Low ball 3. 3-0. See if the Bulldogs can get something going here with 2 outs. That one in for a strike, 3-1. Looks like we've got Peter Suazo warming up in the bullpen for the Bulldogs, probably just a precaution. That's low ball 4, and Folis will take the base on balls.
As much as the pitcher done a good job of attacking the first 2 hitters, he fell behind on Folis initially, and then Folis with a good at-bat to generate base runners. Like you said, if they could do something, a little 2-out bingo here.
Down Tagliaferro up. Flew out to right, but hit a big base hit for a couple of RBIs. There's a throw to first, and Folis is back safely. Scooped that one out of the dirt. Goes to DeWitt. He throws the ball to Rodriguez at first, and that is going to be another 5-3 play there, stranding a runner for the Bulldogs. After 5 full, 2-1 Bulldogs. You're watching Bedford baseball on BCTV. Top of the 6th. Nolan Duval at the plate for the Knights. He walked, scored a run in the first, base hit, and stole a base in the 3rd inning. There's a hit, too easily played by Carter Crowley at second, or at shortstop. Caught it right in front of the second base bag. So Duval down quickly. Now Jaden Rodriguez, base hit in the first, strikeout in the 3rd. Cariello with the bases clean here with 1 down.
It's a good spot.
Strike.
Yeah, it's a good spot right there for that pitch. Stay low.
Cariello delivers. This one low. It'll be a ball. 1-1. So Suazo warming up in the bullpen, or he has warmed up, just in case they need him. But so far, Cariello managing things well. There's a hit played by Oster, and the throw to first is off the base. So great hustle there by Jacob Oster to keep that ball from going into the outfield, but getting up, he threw it high. And it's going to be a base hit there for Jaden Rodriguez. That throw pulled Gilbert off the base.
Yeah, really good play by Jake right there to track that ball, make a good throw, strong throw over to first, but just a little off. But like you say, good job keeping it in the infield.
Tyler Marcoux now, base hit in the first, flied out to center in the 3rd inning. That one's tipped back. 0-1.
Yeah, like
Cariello will have to keep an eye on first here, although I don't think Rodriguez is really a threat to steal.
Yeah, I'd like to see Charlie really try to attack this batter here. You have 1 out. Just go after him. Make this batter put 1 on and see if he can turn 2.
High pitch. 2-2 now the count. Or 1-1. Scoreboard a little off. But yeah, I agree. I think, with Rodriguez on the base path, he's not the quickest runner for the Knights. There's a strike.
A good off-speed pitch right there by Charlie. So far, he's mixed the ball around in the zone, and then also now has mixed up his pitches.
1-2 the count. 1 out. And Marcoux had a step back from that one. Ball 2-2.
Yeah, that ball he didn't miss by much. He was looking, definitely trying to work the inside corner, and I think that's to set up his next pitch, though.
There's a hit. Knocked down by the third baseman. Potential for double play here. Nope. No good, but they do get Rodriguez out at third. A great fielding play there by the third baseman, Hinton, able to knock that ball down. Got it to Crowley, who stepped on the bag at second, getting Rodriguez out. So fielder's choice there for Marcoux. He makes the base. Two outs. And Gavin Courier now at the plate. A strikeout and a pop out for Gavin Courier. But now we've got a quicker runner in Marcoux on first. Throw for a strike, 0-1. Tyler Marcoux will be a runner that Charlie will have to keep an eye on here, and he takes a glance at James Gilbert. There's a throw, a little high. Marcoux gets back easily. Usually a throw like that, you want it closer to the bag. There's the pitch. And hit to center where Tagliaferro chases it down, and we get 3 outs on 4 hitters for the Knights of Manchester. So 1 left on base. No hits, or a correction, 1 hit on a fielder's choice, but the score remains 2-1 halfway through the 6th inning. Becoming a high school official is an easy call. Officiating allows you to continue to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, fairness, and courage. High school sports officials help protect the integrity of the games we love by teaching and enforcing the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away. To learn more about becoming a high school sports official, just contact the NHIAA. You can find all that information on their website at nhiaa.org. So here we come to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bulldogs lead 1-0, and this is an inning where you'd really like to see the Bulldogs add to that lead a little bit. They have an opportunity to close the game out in the top of the 7th if they can shut down the Knights, but a little bit of a cushion would be a good idea here.
Yeah, let's see if Danny Black, the 4-hitter, can get things started, and you have a lefty following him. James Gilbert, who's on deck. Danny's hit the ball hard a couple times today, and then Gilbert had that nice base hit to right field earlier as well.
Brad May still on the mound for Manchester, and Black popped out twice in the 1st and 3rd. Black makes contact, but drives that one foul.
Again, another good swing by Danny. He's been able to jump all over these pitches today, but that one pulled foul.
Check swing foul, 0-2.
And Danny's going to have to play a little defense here. He finds himself in a hole 0-2. I would imagine that he's either going to try to waste a pitch up high here or come back with another breaking ball away.
And instead he makes a swing for it, played by the shortstop, thrown to Rodriguez in time for the out. So Travis Graff fielding that one cleanly, getting it to Jaden Rodriguez, 6-3. Black is out, and that's your first out here in the inning. Coming up is James Gilbert. James with a base hit. He was out at second on a double play in the 2nd inning. He popped out to left field in the 3rd. That's way high, ball 1.
You have Carter Crowley warming up in the bullpen to potentially come in as the closer for today.
There's a check swing. Makes contact with the ball. Foul down the right field line, and it's 1-1.
Looks like Caden Elmer has come out on deck. A ball there to Gilbert. Jump ahead in the count, 2-1.
Another one fouled back, 2-2.
Yes.
Who did you say is warming up there in the...
Carter Crowley is out in the...
Right, but at
Bulldogs
the
bullpen,
on-deck circle.
Is Caden Elmer, number 13, Caden Elmer. Probably be coming in to play second base, and then they'll move Jake over to...
There's a hit to right field going over the head of the right fielder. He can't make the play. It's going to be a stand-up double there.
That's a nice swing right there.
James Gilbert.
Yeah, by James Gilbert, giving that ball a ride. A little bit of a misplay by the right fielder. Got himself turned around. I think he was there for it. You got to go hard to the spot there. But again, James Gilbert giving that ball a ride to the warning track. And now the Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position. It would be a big insurance run with Caden coming up.
Fernando Calderon here. The right fielder for Manchester, unable to make the play. So one down. And Elmer on the plate, hitting for Jacob Boster.
See if Caden's here to swing away with one out, or if they would try a bunt with one out to try to move the run over to third, and then you hope for a wild pitch. Probably not with the runner already in scoring position.
Bradmay delivers, that's fouled back.
And there's the answer right there. Is Caden swinging away in that first pitch. Good ball to drive there.
There's a strike. 0-2. I guess Coach Chapman is anticipating having to defend a one-run lead in the top of the seventh, so they bring in Crowley, their closer. 0-2 the count. This one's popped up. Elmer stays at 0-2. Caden, not part of the varsity roster, at least according to my figures. At the swing and goes foul. He's staying alive.
Yeah, he's a he's a senior.
Hang on just a second here. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong roster. So much paper here. Yep, there he is. He is on the roster. My apologies. Ball low. It's going to be 1-2. James Gilbert at second, one out. Bulldogs lead 3-1 here. Swing and a miss, and that's going to send Elmer down swinging. Another strikeout there for Radme.
That's a big pitch right there to get your second out. Still having that insurance run at second base. We have a good hitter here coming up in Jack Hinton. Again, does a really good job of going to the opposite field. See if he can take a nice even swing here and put one into play and bring home that big insurance run.
I was actually assuming that Radme had another strikeout. That was his first. Ball low to Hinton for ball one. 2 outs. Runner on second. Bulldogs with the 2-1 lead. They'd like to add to it here. The hit. Back to Calderon in right field. This time he's in the right spot to make the play. And Hinton goes down with a long fly ball. And we go to the top of the seventh. After 6 full, the score is 2-1. You're watching Bedford baseball on BCTV. For the seventh, and an opportunity here for the Bulldogs to close out this game with 3 outs. They have a 2-1 lead, and Manchester with the bottom of their order here. Batter number 6, Travis Goff, ground out and flew out in his first 2 at-bats. Swing and a miss. And Cariello's out there. We thought that maybe Carter Crowley was going to come out for the 7th as the closer, but Chapman sticking with his starter here. Quick throw for a ball, 1-1.
I'm going to try to give Coach Chapman going to try to give Charlie a chance to go the distance here. He looks like he's got a little more giddy up in this inning.
Well, none of these batters here at the bottom of the order have a hit for Manchester. High throw there. Crowley fields it, gets it into Gilbert, and that's a 6-3 out there for Graff. And 1 down with Fernando Calderon. Popped up to right, struck out in the 3rd. So, as we mentioned, none of these bottom of the order hitters with a hit for Manchester. Cariello is going to see if he can close this one out.
Yeah, it looks like there's a pinch hitter up for Manchester.
That is, get the number here.
Number 18, I think, or 16.
18,
18, yeah.
Liam Carter Patton, a 111 hitter.
See if they can try to get something generated.
Only 9 at-bats.
Curveball in there, full ball.
Had a step away from that ball, 2.
Yeah, it's like to see Charlie go right after him here, really put one in the zone. You have an eager pinch hitter coming up. Cariello go right after him.
That went in for a strike. It's 2-1. So Patton's numbers, only 9 at-bats, 2 runs on 1 hit. No RBIs, like I mentioned, a 111 average. That went in there for a strike now, 2-2.
He's going old school too. You don't often see a lot of kids with no batting gloves, but I like the approach.
And struck him out looking. Another K for Cariello.
That's a great job there by Cariello, falling behind 2-0. First 2 pitches, then coming back with 3 straight strikes. Just bear down and go right after him.
The 6th strikeout there for Cariello on the day, and now Manchester's up for their last chance here. That is popped up to right field. Danny Black gets under it, and that's going to do it. Isaac Borgia, by the way, was the hitter that hit into that pop-up, and that ends the game. So it's a final. The Bulldogs pull out a close one.
Good to get a W in here at home. It's been a little bit since the St. Thomas game, but at this point in the season, any win's a good win. Good job by Cariello, and a couple of big runs early to give them a 2-1 lead. They're going to have to try to maintain this momentum as they carry over against Timberlane on Wednesday, and then home against Exeter on Friday.
So that is your final 2-1. I'll give you a quick update here. Manchester West with just 1 run scored in the first. They had 4 hits. Bedford scoring all their runs in the 3rd with a 2-1 victory, and they had 7 hits on the day. Cariello with 6 strikeouts. So we're going to end our broadcast here. Jeff Tagliaferro, thank you again for joining us on the broadcast. A pleasure to have somebody who's as knowledgeable as you are about the program giving us more information than I can. On camera, Bill Jennings, a stupendous job fighting off the black flies. And Andrew Fenn back in the studio with graphics and production. We thank you very much for tuning in. 2-1 is your final. Bedford victorious. And you've been watching Bedford Bulldogs baseball on BCTV. So long, everybody.